Welcome to the What's New in 6.1 video. The main reason for 6.1 is because I discovered a bug that was kind of embarrassing and I wanted to get a fix out. And I had already done a little bit of work on a couple of other features, so they're included in 6.1 as well. First, the bug was that when you're looking at an orbit universal in the editor and you update the semi-parameter, this was not happening. The spaceship was not changing until you deselected and reselected the spaceship component. So that's fixed, and that's a good thing. And so let's go on to the new features I added, because they're kind of useful. So I've implemented this feature in transfer ship that allows you to detect when the transfer orbit you have selected intersects the surface of a planet and is therefore probably not the transfer you want to do unless it's your goal to enter the planet's atmosphere or something. So let's take a look at that. So in the Lambert to point scene, which is where I did the development of this, if we look at the ship, there's a transfer ship component. And if we look down here, there's some new content. There's a checkbox for check planet impact, and there's the ability to specify a planet radius. So if we go ahead and play that scene, we'll just hit space here to pause things while we have a look. So in this case, there's no intersection with the planet because the point we're trying to get to is here. If we move the point here, the orbit that we use to transfer to that point does, if you continue on, intersect the planet. But if your goal is to, for example, hit a target at this yellow box, then that's okay. And if we hit F to flip the orbit, now the orbit does impact the planet, and that hit detection is recorded over here in the hit planet thing. You'll notice that the other addition to this Lambert point scene is that you can now use the mouse to move around where the impact point is. So that's a feature of transfer ship, and then the Lambert to point controller checks with the transfer ship script to see whether the impact has occurred. The impact is computed only for Lambert transfers. If you're doing a Hohmann transfer, you already know from the radiuses of the two bodies, if one of the radiuses is inside the planet, then you're going to impact the planet, otherwise not. So it's not really required in that case. So that's the planet hit detection. And then there's one other enhancement I've done. If we look at this ship, and we go down into the orbit and we look at the orbit predictor. So if we go down here, there is now an option to do a position from script. And if you do both velocity and position from script, you're essentially completely specifying the information for the orbit, and there's no need to have an end body. So the body field up here can be empty. There's no need to add this orbit predictor's body to gravity engine. So in the future, this is going to be very valuable for doing things like mission planning, where currently all of the example code uses ghost ships. That won't be necessary, and one of the things we'll see in 7.0 is that I'll refactor out some of that ghost ship stuff and make it a little easier to plan maneuver chains in the future. That's pretty much it for what's new in 6.1. There are some other bugs that are fixed here and there. The details are in the README file. Thanks for your attention.